Welcome to a new Daily Top Askreddit video. Today's topic: which conspiracy theory do you believe is true? I've always thought that competition reality shows purposefully send someone home each season that deserves to stay, so that people get mad and talk about it online and get other people interested in watching the show. I think they have who they already want to win at the beginning. Last season of MasterChef was so obvious from the beginning who they wanted to win. I can't even remember her name because she wasn't impressive at all and should have gone home early in the competition. The kid who should have won, Nick, was so much more talented, creative, and risky, but they didn't want him to win because he comes from a wealthy family and the woman who did win came from a poor background and has a dead mom. Edit, cake to came. Edit 2, my phone is being annoying and won't take me directly to responses to this comment, so hopefully the person who mentioned the raw fish sees this. I'm not sure it was raw. That was a white fish. White fish isn't red like that when it's raw. I seriously believe it was a bloodline. Also, if he treated all of the pieces of fish exactly the same size, same amount of time in fridge, same time being cooked, it makes no sense that one of the three he served was raw. Some people have suggested that it was a piece planted by producers. I'm not sure they would go that far to actively sabotage somebody who was on their way to winner. I do believe it was a bloodline, which Aaron should have known. I'm tempted to believe the one about Michael Jordan's first retirement being a secret suspension for betting on games. If I was Michael Jordan, I would bet on my games too. I kinda think he was approached by organized crime and they attempted to extort him into losing games or maybe even the finals one year. The timing of his father's death is too creepy. I mean, I'm pretty sure a movie was made about this already. He had to help the Looney Tunes. Edit, till it's Looney Tunes. There are only 42 questions ever asked on this sub and they are randomly posted by a bot. I think the bot needs work though. This one was just asked 2 days ago. What conspiracy theory do you believe to be true? Men, what makes a woman sexy? Women, what makes a man sexy? You can send one message to everyone, what would it be? Americans, what shocked you when traveling abroad? Non-Americans, what shocked you about the United States? If every state represented something dumb, what would your state be? Instead of hell/convenience stores, what would heck/inconvenience stores have? What are your dating red flags? What is a story you have to tell that hasn't fit any Askreddit questions? I think I can get all 42. Insert profession of Reddit. What have you seen at work that make you say, insert shocked, disgusted, happy phrase? Top comment. I have told this story before. So first of all, I am not a insert profession, but my insert relative or friend is, and he told me this insert totally unrelated story from another subreddit. That Corey Feldman is right and there is a casting couch for kids in Hollywood to get roles and parents are too blinded by the thought of stardom that they turned a blind eye in the past. I really hope it isn't true, but that Harvey Weinstein and the movie Bombshell make me fearful that scum is everywhere in that town. Crazy part about this is that both Shirley Temple and Judy Garland brought it to light decades ago and we still don't care, as a society, to do anything about it. Well, rich powerful men have a penchant for very young girls. And rich powerful men get what they want. Also, Epstein didn't fucking kill himself, but Weinstein hopeful will. Add what happened to Drew Barrymore. Brought to club as a kid where drugs and alcohol were flowing. Hollywood is full of criminals. Hollywood is also full of pedophiles. I don't doubt it either. A few days ago I came across a thread on here where people were talking about a movie called Pretty Baby starring Brooke Shields. That took me down a rabbit hole that still has me frustrated with the industry and the outright lack of fucks given by the parents of young stars. Pretty Baby is about a 12-year-old prostitute on the red light district, and yes, Brooke Shields is 12 years old when filming took place. There are suggestive scenes, but most of all, a scene where she is entirely nude. Keep in mind, this is about her being a prostitute and they have her completely nude in the movie. Turns out this is the last time she would be featured in a sexual way like that. No. This only led to her having a prominent career that eventually led into her doing nude photo shoots. She also starred on another movie called Blue Lagoon where her and a boy around the same age are, again, nude. They also play into the children having a sexual relationship together. As Wikipedia states, there is substantial sexual content in this movie about children reaching the age of puberty. Both movies were directed by different people that have no affiliation to one another's films. So they found a young girl with a mother that was cool with them exposing her and involving her in sexual shit for their movies and took full advantage of the fact. These were all claimed to be artistic, but I fail to see how a 12-year-old child being exposed for the entire world to see in a film about a child prostitute has any artistic value to it. If this kind of stuff can happen on full blast, I can only wonder what the fuck is going on behind closed doors. Seriously, look up the Wikipedia page for Pretty Baby and go down the rabbit hole. She also had nude photos, done by Gary Gross when she was only 10, published for Playboy in an article entitled Sugar and Spice. While not as bad as what you're describing, teen celebrities are also often sexualized. Pretty much every beloved teen show on Nickelodeon, from Drake and Josh to iCarly to Victorious, was made by Dan Schneider. There's no doubt in my mind he's a pedophile. He used the official Sam and Cat Twitter to try to get twee girls to send pictures of their feet to him. Matter of fact, there was a lot of foot stuff in his work. iCarly and Victorious were the worst offenders. Case in point, here's an underage Ariana Grande being sexualized on Victorious. https://m.youtube.com. The first NBA draft lottery was rigged to give Patrick Ewing to the Kicks. On the video, the commissioner pulls an envelope out with a clearly bent corner and sighs a huge sigh of relief when he reads what's inside. Well, that worked out really well for them. Former Kicks/NBA fan. Former Kicks/NBA fan. You mean there are current Kicks fans? Grammar. That every few weeks this question is posted by them to check if we've discovered them yet. Click on the emoji. Till you can hide a link in an emoji. Another thing they did not want you to know. Throwback Thursday was invented so that social media apps, mainly Facebook, could build and develop facial recognition technology showing the faces of people over time. Edit, a word. Edit 2. There are a lot of people replying who don't understand a huge percentage of Facebook users these days are your parents, uncles, aunts and grandparents who have, literally, decades worth of printed photos sitting in show boxes that would never see the light of day again if not for schemes like these. TBT is not for you 20 to 30 somethings who are simply reposting a photo you took in college 10 years ago. Isn't that true for #10 years college as well? Well, that's a good one. That actually makes sense. Government keep asking people on r/Askreddit about the conspiracies they believe in so that they can do better job at hiding it. Wait a minute. FBI, bitch, you wanna disappear? David Kelly didn't kill himself. Now, for those who are too young to remember, shortly after 9/11, the US and the UK decided to invade Iraq. The rationale was that Iraq had weapons of mass destruction, WMDs, even though the UN's chief weapons inspector wasn't convinced. A prominent UK weapons expert, one David Kelly, leaked to a journalist that he believed the report alleging WMDs was sexed up in order to give an excuse to go to war, and repeated his claims in front of a parliamentary committee. In so doing, he massively embarrassed the government because he was essentially accusing them of fabricating evidence to give them an excuse to go to a war they'd already decided to fight. 2 days later, Kelly took a huge dose of coproxamol and slit his wrist, severing his ulnar artery, on a walk in the woods near his home. Imagine how easy it would be for someone to fake that too. Especially if it were the government, who probably also had their fingers in who determined the cause of death. Funny you should say that. There was an inquiry into the cause of death. An inquiry commissioned by the government. While it exonerated the government, it was originally ordered to be sealed for 70 years. Oh, and there were no fingerprints found on the knife, the packet of pills or Kelly's mobile phone. How the hell do you slit your own wrist without leaving a fingerprint on the knife? The important thing to remember about the dossier on Iraq's weapons of mass destruction, and the thing that made his testimony so damning, was that he wrote it. He basically testified that they had taken his dossier and changed things to justify a war. Mo Silak secretly knows the Simpsons children are prank calling him, but is playing along with them because he enjoys hearing them laugh. Edit, holy shit, this blew up, thanks everyone. Yeah, this been a fan theory for a while among the Simpson fan community. Whoosh. Edit, thanks you guys, now it looks weird to spell it whoosh. The line on the laundry detergent measuring cup is higher than it needs to be. Oh yes. And the hole your toothpaste comes out of is far too big, etc. There's legitimately a case study from Colgate where they gave the guy $1 million for the idea to increase the diameter of the tube outlet for 1 millimeter. As well as their ads which always show this perfect brush length stroke with a stiff peak at the end, where numerous dentists confirm that all you need is like a pea-sized drop. A bit more about Colgate. 9/10 dentists recommend means virtually nothing. They could ask, do you recommend Colgate Ultra Shine Suburb Mom White Toothpaste or Death by Gout, and by US law it'll pass. You don't see this line in countries with tighter laws on marketing. Actually this was reported somewhere. I use about a half until I hit work clothes with actual oil and grease.